Hey guys, so I'm really excited. This is a huge day for me, and I'm really just over the moon to explain to you how I paid off over $70,000 in debt in less than 3 years. I graduated college with $70,111 in debt. And not all of that was in student loans. Some of that was in credit cards. I had bought a new car my senior year, which probably wasn't the smartest thing to do. And then I had some private loans and a few different federal student loans. I set a goal to pay off all of my debt in less than 3 years. And today is the big day where I am achieving this goal. And basically I am about to go in right now and pay off the full amount that I owe in the last student loan that I have, which is a federal student loan. So I am literally just going to pay off the full amount, and there we go. Wow, so I am officially debt-free. Wow, it feels amazing. I have like butterflies right now. But basically what I really want to do is take a minute and go over with you exactly how I got to this point. So basically what I did was I decided to follow Dave Ramsey's baby steps. And if you haven't heard of the baby steps, I would definitely suggest you look it up. I won't go through all of them. There are 7 of them and it would make this video extremely long. But the 2 baby steps that I personally went through to become debt-free was baby step 1, which is starting a $1,000 emergency fund, and baby step 2, which is using the Snowball method to pay all of your debt off. And I will explain to you in detail the Snowball method, but I do just want to take a minute and explain why baby step 1, getting your $1,000 emergency fund, is so important to do before you start paying off your debt. And that's just because it can be a little bit counterproductive to start paying off your debt and then you run into an emergency, like let's say you get into a car accident or you have like a medical accident and surprise medical bills come up. You know, these would be things that, you know, you didn't budget for, and if you don't have any money, like any cash saved up to just kind of knock those out, it doesn't really make a lot of sense to have to put that on your credit card if the whole point of what you're doing is trying to get out of debt and you're still, you know, going into debt for these little one-off emergencies that come up. So I really do want to stress that I really do believe that having that $1,000 starter emergency fund sitting away, I put mine in a savings account, you know, have that sitting in a savings account for anything that comes up, will be a huge help. On to the debt snowball. So basically what the debt snowball is it is a very structured way to pay off all of the debts you have one by one from smallest to largest. In my case, I listed out all of my smallest to largest debts, and basically that was my credit card, my Sallie Mae private student loan, my car note, and then I had 2 federal student loans. So that's the order, and so I started off with the credit card. So basically what I did was I paid minimum on every single one of these, and then I focused in on the credit card at the time. And when I first started out, my minimum payment on my credit card was $50 a month. Basically, after paying off all of my regular expenses for the month and paying off all the minimums on all of my other debt payments, whatever extra money I had left over, I basically took this all and put it as one additional payment toward the smallest one that I was focusing on. And when I started, that was my credit card. So an example is, let's say, like I said, my credit card minimum was $50, and maybe I could scrounge up an extra $100 that I wasn't using on anything else in my budget, and I would put that toward my credit card every month. So I was basically paying $150 toward the credit card every month until it was paid off. Once the credit card's paid off, what you do is you move to the next one in line. So for me, that was my Sallie Mae private loan. And I'm just guesstimating again, but let's say I was paying $150 on that already as my minimum payment. So after my credit card was gone, what I did was you basically take that chunk that you were putting toward the credit card and then put it toward your next one in line. So that was my Sallie Mae private loan. So I had $150 that I was putting on my credit card, and basically I added that to the $150 minimum payment. So then every month I was putting $300 on Sallie Mae until that was paid off. And then I moved to my car note. Let's say my car note, I was paying around $200 a month, and then I added that $300. And so then I'm paying, you know, $500 a month until that's paid off. And then you just keep working your way down the debts. And that's why they call it the debt snowball, because, you know, when you roll a snowball in snow, it picks up, you know, it picks up more snow, it builds, it builds, it builds, and that's what you're doing. Every debt is picking up more money as you go down the list. And also, you know, the momentum grows when you do it as well, because by the time I got to my last student loan, I was paying like $2,000 on everyone from all of those minimum payments and all of that extra money that added up. So that's how the debt snowball works for me. It was really effective. I would really, really suggest it. I paid very little interest on almost all of my debts because I paid them off so quickly with the debt snowball method. So I would definitely suggest it. Another huge chunk of this was the lifestyle changes that I made. I sacrificed a lot. I stopped getting manicures, pedicures, stopped going out to eat, stopped getting my eyebrows done. I stopped shopping altogether. I was rotating the same, you know, the same clothes week in and week out. And I very rarely traveled unless I really, really needed to. So it was just a lot of little lifestyle changes that really helped me save a lot of money. I mean, I guess I just lived really frugally, which really worked out for me in the long run. And then the other really big lifestyle change that I made was I decided to work multiple jobs at one time for most of this journey, really. And so what that looked like was basically, you know, after college I was working a 9-to-5 corporate job, but I really wanted more money to build up that debt snowball, like that extra payment. I didn't really have a lot. I was basically living paycheck to paycheck with that one job. So basically, I got 3 extra jobs. So I was working 4 jobs at one time, and wow, was it terrible. But I was working 2 jobs in retail, at 2 malls that happened to be right across the street from each other. So I would do nights and weekends, a few nights at, you know, one store in one mall, a few nights and maybe like 2 weekend, you know, both weekend days at the other store in the other mall. And then in addition to all of that, I was also working as a front desk concierge on the overnight shift in a condo building. So I was doing like 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. shifts with that on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights, which it was just a lot. I would not, honestly, I would not suggest doing that, but that's the route that I took. I was making a lot of additional money in addition to my main job, but also because I was working nights and weekends and overnight on weekends, I had no time to go out. I was working Friday and Saturday nights. I could never make happy hours. So because I was always working, that actually helped me save more money because that was less time that I had to, you know, go out for drinks and spend money, or, you know, social lives for a lot of people can be pretty expensive. So that's just kind of the route I took. It was a huge lifestyle change. It was totally a personal choice. Do I regret it? No. Would I do it again? Probably not, to be honest. But that really helped me, you know, get to where I wanted to be. The cool thing is I have totally learned my lesson. I will never go through this again. I sacrificed for a little less than 3 years, but I feel like in retrospect, I could have, you know, not done any of this, and I would have been paying on all these loans and probably accumulating even more debt for the rest of my life. So it's, you know, it was just so worth it, and I'm just really excited for what the future has in store for me. So thank you for joining in on this very special moment for me. I hope that it was helpful. I hope that, you know, you can figure out a way to get through the debt struggle if you're going through that. Happy living.